everyone, I'm here with your astrology for January of 2022. This is my first astrology video for 2022. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope that 2021 wasn't too rough on you. I know it was a challenging year for a lot of us, and I really am hoping that 2022 will be better. It does look like some things are going to improve. There is going to be a lot of continuation of a lot of the same dynamics that went on in 2021. And how I feel like 2022, looking at the whole year ahead, it's like the highs are really high and the lows are really low. So it is a bit of a roller coaster year. I think we start off, January is going to be a tougher month, I think, with, we're continuing a lot of the same dynamics that we had in 2021. We have Venus retrograde going on, and then we also have a Mercury retrograde coming up. So we're revisiting a lot of the same issues that we had back, especially at the end of 2021. So I do these every month where I talk about sort of the general gist of what's going on. I talk about the major lunations, which is the new and full moons. I talk about any planets that are changing signs or going retrograde. If you want more details on my Patreon, I do have weekly videos where I go into the details of what's going on each week. But otherwise, I have here on my YouTube channel every month what's going on for the month. So you can at least see the headlines and know what energies you can expect coming up for the month ahead. So let's get started. First off, I'm just going to mention that we are in a Venus retrograde. So Venus went retrograde back in December, and she's going to be in retrograde until January 29th. So pretty much the whole month. Now, the personal planets, which are Mercury, Venus, and Mars, we tend to feel the retrogrades more than the outer planets, which do spend usually about half the year retrograde anyway. But the personal planets, we tend to feel them a lot more in our own personal lives. So Venus retrogrades they usually last about 40 days. And yes, there is, people comment on the biblical significance of the 40 days and 40 nights, but that is a Venus retrograde. Are oftentimes to reflect on social and relationship type dynamics, and that's not just romantic relationships. That's also friendships, family, that kind of thing. This particular Mercury retrograde is interesting because Venus meets up with Pluto 3 times. So she met up with him, I think, like the 9th of December, if I'm remembering correctly. She met up with him on Christmas Day, and then she'll meet up with him again, I believe, in February. So it really talks about power dynamics because Pluto's about power. It's also about issues that are taboo, like sex and death. And, obviously Venus is the feminine. And so we've seen issues come up around, like there was in the news, the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. She is the girlfriend, or was the girlfriend, of Jeffrey Epstein, and she was found guilty recently of sex trafficking. So issues around the abuse of power around women. There's also going to be more issues coming up, I believe, in January around the whole abortion debate, especially in the United States. So issues around women's rights and things are coming up, issues around power dynamics in that area. So you can watch for those issues coming up. Also look at the house in your chart that Capricorn rules, if you know your chart, because that will also give you ideas about the what the lessons are or issues are that are coming up for you personally during this Venus retrograde. So that's going to continue on throughout January. We also have a Mercury retrograde, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But the other thing that started in December, which is continuing into January, is we do have Jupiter change signs just the other day into Pisces, where he will remain till about May, when he will cross into Aries. And so Jupiter in Pisces is generally considered a very good placement because Jupiter rules Pisces. But it is one that we have seen the last time Jupiter briefly went into Pisces last year, which was in May. The very day that he crossed into Pisces was the day that the CDC told people that they should know that if they're vaccinated, they didn't need to wear masks anymore. And of course, they had to turn around and take that back. Well, this year, on the very day that Jupiter moved into Pisces just the other day, is when they said, oh, you don't need to quarantine for more than 5 days. So we will see if they have to take that one back as well. But it's interesting because Pisces tends to rule things like viruses, and Jupiter is a planet of expansion. It makes everything bigger. So we have seen that numbers have really taken off. and we'll of COVID cases. And so we'll see if that continues on throughout Jupiter and Pisces. Now, the good thing about Jupiter and Pisces is that we may see more music and films coming out, more art, more creativity. It is a very expansive, creative, romantic type placement. So we may see just more general optimism, more art coming out, more just generally more sort of artistic, new things that are coming into the public consciousness. But the other thing to remember with Jupiter in Pisces is that it also is like a lot of hype around things. There's a lot of buildup. There's sort of like these big ideas, and we think it's going to be everything, and then it turns out to be not quite what we expected it to be. Now, it's still good, but it's not as big as we thought it was. So don't believe all the hype over the next few months. So that's another energy we're bringing into this month. Now, we do have a new moon that starts off right on January 2nd in the sign of Capricorn. This particular one has a nice trine, which is an easy aspect to Uranus, which is the planet of chaos, but also inspiration as well. So this new moon can be really, really inspiring for us. So this is a great time to set some intentions, especially because it is a new year. Lots of people are going to be making New Year's resolutions. So it's a good time to make some really expansive intentions for the rest of the year. It's very optimistic. On that day, we also have Mercury changing signs into the sign of Aquarius. So he's going from Capricorn, where he's a little bit more cautious, a little more conservative about things, and he's going into Aquarius. And the key word for this is originality. So it is like a very inspiring time. Mercury rules our thoughts, our mindset, and our communication with others, and travel to a certain extent. So it is a time where we are going to be more inventive. We're going to be more creative in the way that we think, in the way that we speak to people. So it is a good time for learning things, definitely, or for trying new things, especially if you have resolutions for that for the new year. He's going to be in Aquarius, and then he's going to go retrograde later in the month on January 14th, which I'll talk about in a sec. But he is changing signs. He is changing tone on Sunday, January 2nd. On Saturday, January 8th, we have the Sun meeting up with Venus. This is the halfway mark of the Venus retrograde. Whenever the Sun meets up with a planet in retrograde, that does mark the halfway mark. And that's usually where we really see the lesson of this particular retrograde. So watch what happens on or around Saturday, January 8th, because that is really telling you the lesson of this particular retrograde. And then as you go into the next half of the retrograde, that's when you're going to start to resolve things or to sort of integrate more of the lessons that you're learning from this particular period. On Friday, January 14th, Mercury goes retrograde in Aquarius. And this year we always have three retrograde periods for Mercury. We actually have a fourth this year just because right at the end of December, we do start a Mercury retrograde. So we technically have four, but really there are three retrogrades that are fully contained within 2022. They all start off in air signs, and then Mercury, as it goes backwards, switches back into the previous Earth sign. So they start in air and they end in Earth. And so it's kind of like it starts with ideas, which are air, and then they end with how are you going to concretely, which is Earth, change things. So it's really reviewing our ideas and our actions when Mercury retrograde comes up. So look at where both your Aquarius and your Capricorn houses are. That is going to show you the lessons of this particular Mercury retrograde. So Mercury goes retrograde, and then the retrograde lasts till beginning of February or so. So just watch. We're going to have two big retrogrades going on for most of January. And so it is a time really where we're revisiting a lot of old issues that maybe we thought we were done with in 2021 are coming back again, asking for us to review them in January. Monday, January 17th, we have a full moon in the sign of Cancer. This one is trine Neptune and opposite Pluto. So it is an opportunity to dream. It's one where we may have like really weird dreams. We may have psychic insights, but it's also one where emotions are really going to be running high, and especially around issues of things like power dynamics, which is Pluto. So we may be, there may be a sense of delusion. There may be a sense of, we don't have all the information. Neptune can sometimes rule delusion and deception. So this particular full moon, I see a lot of heightened energies, a lot of fears, but not all of them are really grounded in reality. The other side too is it's actually going to be a good full moon for creativity as well. Wednesday, January 19th, the sun moves into Aquarius, as it does every year around this time. So our focus goes from Capricorn, which is more about like tradition and organizing things and what we want to do concretely and the change of time and, all our New Year's resolutions. Well, it goes into Aquarius where, we're feeling a little more rebellious. This is often the point when people like abandon their New Year's resolutions. But, Sun in Aquarius asks us, what do we want to do differently? It's asking us to be innovative. It's asking us to be inspired. It's also about not just ourselves, but working with the community. And the key word for this is idealism. So it's good though, because it's saying, what are our dreams? What do we want to do? What are we working for? What are we going through this for? And it's really asking us about our beliefs and how we want to what we want to do with those beliefs, how we want to put them into concrete action. So we may be feeling actually kind of inspired around the middle of the month. Sunday, January 23rd is the halfway point of the Mercury retrograde. So any issues from the Mercury retrograde are really going to pop up on January 23rd. This is when we kind of go, I'm getting the lesson of this particular Mercury retrograde. Monday, January 24th, Mars moves into Capricorn. So Mars is currently in Sagittarius. He's pretty happy there. He really likes to joke and have fun and do fun things. But Mars is a planet of action and energy. And when he's in Sagittarius, one of the dangers is that we can be kind of very dogmatic and we can be pushy about our beliefs onto others. So avoid doing that, I would say, just generally anyway. But Mars in Aquarius, just going to look here. So Mars in Sagittarius, it has domination. Although I do think that Mars in Sagittarius tends to be generally fun, but we can also be a bit of a bully. Mars, though, in Capricorn is about authority. It's about how are we using our authority and how do we challenge authority. Anyway, Capricorn, Mars in Capricorn is saying like, okay, you have all these ideas. How are you going to actually organize them? What are you going to do with them? And it really asks us like, what is our authority in the world? What are our responsibilities? And how are we going to enact them? So how do we relate to authority? And then also, what do we do when we have authority over others? Do we act in good ways or do we abuse that? So questions that come up during the period of Mars in Capricorn, where he'll be for about 2 months. On June 25th, Mercury crosses back into Capricorn the day right after the day that Mars moves into Capricorn. Mercury, because he's in retrograde, he was moving forward in Aquarius, stopped, went retrograde. Now he's going back into Capricorn. He's going to be asking us to communicate those things. So again, we get a little more conservative in the way that we communicate. We get a little more cautious. But he's also asking us to reflect on those ideas around authority, the work that we do, what we want to do in the world. And he's working with Mercury where it's kind of like, okay, how do you want to communicate this to the world? What are you going to do about it? And then on Saturday, January 29th, Venus goes direct. So we end the Venus retrograde. Now, there is a shadow period where she kind of crosses over some of the territory that she covered before. So we still have some of those issues, but they're starting to wane as we go out of January and into February. So that's the energy that we have for the month of January. There's a lot of continuation of sort of the 2021 dynamics and reflecting on things and revising things. And looking at some of our ideals and asking ourselves, are they realistic and how are we going to move forward into the rest of 2022? So I hope this has been informative for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons. You guys are awesome. And as always, peace and love and light.